Hello, welcome to Jason the Old Millennial. My name is Jason. I'm speaking to you here in my basement in the great state of Kansas, and today I am doing a video on starting my top 10 favorite Christmas movies. Of course, it's the Christmas season. We're in the middle of December. Christmas about 10 days away, so it seems appropriate to start doing some Christmas content. Talking about some of my favorite Christmas things like movies, albums, songs. I do enjoy the Christmas season. I do love Christmas movies. I watch them every Christmas time. I listen to a lot of Christmas music during December, and then not so much after that. But during December, it's all Christmas music and Christmas movies and all that. So definitely enjoy all that and the whole Christmas season. It's kind of a fun time. Anyway, so definitely, some people don't like Christmas. I don't understand that. I'm one of those. It's my favorite season of the year. It's Christmas, just not one day. To me, it's like the whole month of December. Though you can probably say November, December seems like the Christmas season. Maybe in October's. It's almost like Christmas season now. Anyway, so we're getting the Christmas season. So I'm doing top 10 favorite Christmas movies. Probably do 10 through 6 to begin this video, and then do 5 through 1 in the next one. But I have to say something about Christmas movies. And what is a Christmas movie? It is a debate that's been going on now for a while, at least the last 5 years or so, I think. It seems like starting to debate what is a Christmas movie, what isn't a Christmas movie. And some people say this is a Christmas movie. And I usually say no. I have a pretty specific reason why it's a Christmas movie, or it has to pass some rules. I don't know, regulations of what is a Christmas movie for me. I just don't name everything a Christmas movie just because Christmas is in it. It has to be something very specific about the movie to make it a Christmas movie, in my opinion. It's only my opinion. Obviously, it's subjective. You can have your own rules of what a Christmas movie is. That's okay. If your rules for Christmas movies is Christmas is in the movie at all, it's a Christmas movie. Or if they just celebrate Christmas one time in the movie, it's a Christmas movie. If the movie takes place on Christmas, it's a Christmas movie. That kind of stuff. For me, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a Christmas movie. In my opinion, a Christmas movie is a movie that's about Christmas. Christmas is the main subject matter of the movie. That's what a Christmas movie is. So a lot of people, a lot of debate. The big debate is, of course, Die Hard. Is Die Hard? I don't remember anybody talking about Die Hard being a Christmas movie until maybe 5 years ago. All of a sudden, someone said Die Hard's a Christmas movie, and I thought they're just, trying to be funny. They're trying to be, saying something outlandish, just to get, people to listen. And I thought it was ridiculous. And I thought, well, nobody thinks that. That's ridiculous. It turns out everybody thinks Die Hard's a Christmas movie now. Every time I hear someone on YouTube or TV, they all say Die Hard's a Christmas movie. And I never thought that before until the last 5 years. All of a sudden, I'm like, Die Hard's a Christmas movie? How can you say that? And I hear the arguments, and I still say Die Hard's not a Christmas movie, in my opinion. My rules for a Christmas movie is it's like two rules, really. If the movie has Santa Claus in it, if the main character or one of the main characters is Santa Claus or a elf or a reindeer, something like that, it's a Christmas movie. Obviously, that automatically makes it a Christmas movie because you're not going to talk about those things unless it's about Christmas. The second one is families getting together for Christmas. That makes it a Christmas movie. If the main plot is that the family are going to get together and have Christmas dinner, have a Christmas party of some kind, getting together for the holidays, doing something for Christmas, that's a Christmas movie. So you can have the supernatural, myth of Santa Claus and all that, or it can just be about, just regular people getting together for Christmas. Those are kind of I count those as Christmas movies. I suppose if it has the word Christmas in the title of the movie, it's a Christmas movie, I would say. I suppose that would guarantee it probably a Christmas movie if you put it in the title of your movie. Anyway, so to me, Die Hard is not about Christmas. It takes place on Christmas Day. Yeah, they talk about Christmas. They say some Christmassy things like ho, ho, ho. But ultimately, it's about a terrorist, whatever, that's taking hostages in this office building. trying to get to I think a safe or something for money, and there happens to be a cop in there, played by Bruce Willis, who then tries to stop these kind of German terrorist bad guys. That's what the movie's about. It's not about Christmas. It's about stopping terrorists, anyways, in an office that has hostages. That's what that movie's about to me. So I don't count it in there. And there's other movies like Gremlins or like that I don't think about as Christmas. Some might say like Harry Potter. I don't know if you'd say Harry Potter's a Christmas movie just because there's one scene where it's Christmas time. I mean, to me that doesn't make it Christmas, but there's all people are pretty loose with that word Christmas movie, I think. But anyway, so say that like Die Hard to me is not on my list of a Christmas movie. Here's another movie that I'm sure everybody counts as a Christmas movie, but I thought lately that it's really not, so I don't count it on my list. That it's a Wonderful Life. Now, why is it a Christmas movie? Because they show it every Christmas. The movie ends on Christmas, but that's the only time Christmas is in the movie. Is at the very end of the movie, where all the last events take place on Christmas. The whole movie, majority of the movie, has nothing to do with Christmas. There's nothing Christmas about it. It's really just about a guy's life, growing up, getting married, having kids, and then he comes, and it's all kind of going to the very end, where he doesn't want to live anymore, and then we get to see this time where he's not born. He's never been born before, so we get this whole, moments of what life would be like if he was never been born. And that's what the movie is about, a guy who doesn't realize how important he is to his town and to everybody around him, and how bad it would be if he wasn't born. That's what the movie's about, not about Christmas. Anyways, that's my opinion. If you want to call it a Christmas movie, that's fine. I'm not going to count it on my personal list of favorite Christmas movies. I love that movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. It doesn't make this specific list of Christmas type movies. Anyways, and there's other ones like that people say Christmas, and I say, I don't know if it really is a Christmas movie. Anyways, again, you can make a Christmas movie whatever you want. I don't care. This is just my opinion on what I consider Christmas movies. So sorry, that's a big explanation for it, but it's a big debate that's obviously going on about Christmas movies. So we'll start with my top 10. Number 10 is A Christmas Story. I believe it came out in the 80s. Movie kind of following a kid, coming up to Christmas and getting excited. He wants a gun. I forget what they call it. Some kind of gun, red something or other. And he wants this gun, and it kind of just follows the life of a boy around Christmas time, a preteen boy. Anyways, it's just a comedy about the kind of the craziness around Christmas, and all that. Red Ryder, I think it's Red Ryder, BB gun or something like that. Anyways, this is a movie that actually was not too aware of until recently. In the last 10 years, maybe it was 10 years ago, I saw this movie for the first time. So growing up, I never watched this movie. In fact, I remember as a kid, a little kid, I remember seeing like some clips of the movie, not realizing what it was, and it really kind of haunted me, kind of gave me nightmares. Like, I was really scared of this movie. And you go, what? Why are you scared? I don't know. I remember seeing the scene where kid gets his tongue stuck on the pole because icy. I don't know. That scared me as a kid. Seeing that, I think I seen that scene on like a commercial or something of that scene, and it kind of haunted me. That idea of getting your tongue stuck. I know it's like this funny iconic scene. The other one is there's a scene where he visits Santa Claus, and Santa Claus is like very scary, like in the mall. And they have to go up the stairs, and they go down a slide. It's very strange, something I've never seen before. But I remember the scene where Santa Claus goes, ho, 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 and then pushes the kid with his foot down the slide. I don't know why that haunted me and scared me. And, I mean, I had nightmares I really did have nightmares about Santa Claus after seeing that. Just seeing a commercial of that, I was like, oh, my gosh. I don't know why that troubled, it disturbed me and troubled me deeply as a kid. So I avoided this movie like crazy until maybe 10 years ago. I was finally like, oh, I've heard of this movie. It seems to be a popular Christmas movie. Why not watch it? I think. So I watched it, and I kind of surprisingly kind of really enjoyed it. I love the idea of, following this. It's just a simple movie about following a kid around Christmas time in this family, and somewhat the dysfunctionalism of that, and what it is to be a kid going to school. And I thought it was very charming and funny, and I love the narrative of the kid narrating the whole movie. I really enjoy that. And a lot of great scenes in there. But my favorite is, he keeps asking for a Red Ryder's BB gun, and his parents say, "You'll shoot your eye out." And he says it to Santa Claus. Santa Claus says, "You'll shoot your eye out, kid." It says it throughout the movie. You're going to shoot your eye out. He finally gets the gun, shoots it, it ricochets off something, hits him back in the eye. He says, "I shot my eye out." And like that part, that's pretty funny. I think they did a pretty good job with some of that. But definitely a very charming kind of coming of age movie. All right, number 9 is Santa Claus the movie. Not Santa Claus with Tim Allen, not that movie. But this is called Santa Claus the movie, which is another movie I think done maybe 70s or 80s. I didn't do any research before this, so I don't remember all the names. I didn't research the actors' names, so I probably won't come up with them right on the top of my head. But this was a movie about kind of somewhat of origins of Santa Claus and working on toys. And there's this head elf played by Dudley Moore, who comes up with this machine that creates toys on its own. So then it's less workload for the elves, I believe. But then the toys it makes starts breaking apart, and so it's a failure. So Dudley Moore is ashamed, and so he leaves the North Pole. And he goes to this very greedy, kind of the bad guy of the movie, this greedy toys seller, businessman, whatever, owns a toy company. And he kind of gives him this magic dust that makes things fly. And so the guy uses it on the toys and to sell money, or but it's very unethical, the whole thing. Then he decides, I guess he tries to go back. I can't remember all the detailed plots, but anyway, he deals with that. And then Santa Claus, and there's 2 kids. I think one's homeless, and Santa Claus is helping this homeless kid. And then the bad guy kidnaps him, and so Santa Claus has to go get him. And I think the bad guy creates this sled made out of this magic flying dust, and has no reindeers, so he's flying that. And so there's a good chase scene between Santa Claus and the bad guy. Anyways, I'm forgetting the name of the actor. Actor's a really good actor who plays the bad guy. Kind of way over the top bad guy villain. Anyways, but this was a movie that I watched. This is more of a nostalgia movie that I watched as a kid. I loved this movie as a kid. Of course, because I loved Santa Claus as a kid. I mean, anything Santa Claus related was, really fun to me. And so this is a nice, good family film. Not necessarily a comedy or a drama. It's just a nice Christmas family film. Even though the special effects are dated, I still love the special effects of watching Santa fly. They did a really good job, and they had animatronic reindeer, I think, or something that they controlled the way it moved its head and moved its eyes, so it looked real. And the point of view shots of the camera, like you're flying, are really cool. Like I said, the chase scene at the end is really nice. I like. Anyway, so just a really good family film to check out, called Santa Claus the movie. Number 8, I have another classic, Miracle on 34th Street, from 1947, I believe. I'm talking about the old one. I'm forgetting the guy who played Santa Claus ended up winning Best Supporting Actor for his role. Great performance, probably the best performance as a Santa Claus, though he's like a mall Santa Claus, though he calls himself the real Santa Claus throughout the movie. And they think he might be insane. He calls himself, or his name is Kris Kringle, and he meets this single mother and her daughter, and the daughter's very cynical and doesn't believe in Santa Claus, doesn't really act like a child. She's like too serious for her age. I believe played by Natalie Wood. Very good performance by her. And it's just this cute film dealing with Santa Claus and if he's real or not, and them trying to ruin this guy because he calls himself Santa Claus. Either he's a really nice guy, he does really a lot of good stuff, and he's a really good mall Santa Claus guy. And they go to trial to try to prove that this guy's insane. But they end up proving that he is Santa Claus. Kind of. I mean, they trick everybody kind of in a way, because obviously he isn't Santa Claus, but yet it's very clever how the end trial is very. What I like about the movie is this end trial where the judge, his grandkids are mad at him because he's judging over the Santa Claus, and lawyer, they bring out the prosecution lawyer's son up on the stand, And so then the lawyer can't say there was no Santa Claus in front of his son because the son's like, well, my dad told me there's Santa Claus and he wouldn't lie to me. So the lawyer has to go, yeah. So he doesn't want to say that there's no Santa Claus to his son, so he has to admit that there is a Santa Claus, and his son even points to the guy, the main character, as Santa Claus. So then you have they bring in the owner of Macy's or something, and he can't say there's no Santa Claus because he sells a lot of he sells so much products on Christmas and Santa Claus. So he thinks if I say there's no Santa Claus, then people aren't going to come to Macy's and buy my stuff. So he feels business wise he has to say there is a Santa Claus. So he says there's Santa Claus on the stand, and then they get a bunch of letters from the post office to Santa Claus. To this guy anyway, so it's funny how they use all of that to then get him free at the end, and it has a really nice happy ending. But yeah, just a really, really good classic family film dealing with Santa Claus. It's number 8. Number 7. This one's one that I feel like is somewhat divisive. A lot of people are against this one. I still like it. It's called The Polar Express. And I saw this in the movie theater, and I quite enjoyed it. And I see it every once in a while, and I still enjoy this quite a bit. It's an animation movie with based off a book of a kid that goes onto a train that goes to the North Pole, and he doesn't really believe in Santa, or he's getting to the age where he doesn't really believe in Santa. And so he goes to the North Pole, he meets Santa, and believes in Santa again. And it's kind of that idea of not losing your imagination as a kid and stuff like that. But it's a fun movie, adventurous. It's not very long, if I remember right. Yeah, it's just a fun movie, I think. A lot of people don't like because animation's doesn't look quite right. They try to make them very realistic, the kids and everything. I think they did what do you call it, where they have an actor actually acting it out, and then they put him in the movie, like Tom Hanks. It plays like 4 different characters. The main one, the conductor, and he actually did the movements and everything. I forget what you call that. And so it was kind of a new type of animation that we hadn't seen before. Only the eyes look kind of dead because they don't move. So they don't have it perfected. So the kids look a little strange at times, the way they move. But even so, I think it's a real fun Christmas movie that I actually still quite enjoy. I even saw it in IMAX too, and I thought it was a real fun movie. I love the train when it goes out of control and it's going to these, it's almost going to crash. And anyways, I love the animation and everything, and the camera work is really well done, and all that. So yeah, that's number 7. So the last movie I'm going to talk about, number 6, this is the first one I actually own. This one, I never thought of it as a Christmas movie until I saw it, and then I was like, oh, this is definitely a Christmas movie, which I didn't even realize, and it's Daddy's Home 2. You got Will Ferrell, Mark Wahlberg. Oh, John Lithgow. He was the bad guy in Santa Claus the movie. I was trying to think of his name, but yeah, he was the greedy businessman, toy company owner, who's over the top, greedy, very funny performance. But here he is in this one too, John Lithgow. Of course, Mel Gibson, which you don't see Mel Gibson very often in movies anymore. So it's interesting to see him here. Comedy, kind of based on these 2 families. Will Ferrell married the ex-wife of Mark Wahlberg, and they have, so he's taking care of Mark Wahlberg's kids with the wife, but then he's married somebody else, and she has kids from another family. So it's all about being stepdads, basically, and dealing with being a parent and a stepdad and dealing with other families. Anyways, in this one, Will Ferrell's character's dad, John Lithgow, comes to visit for Christmas, and so does Mark Wahlberg's dad. Mel Gibson comes to visit for Christmas. So you see the 2 dads, how they're different, and that's what's so I love about this movie is the difference between the 2 dads. They're so contrasted. Mel Gibson's character is this real tough, very mean, jerky guy who has a terrible relationship with his son, and then you got John Lithgow, who's this over the top, nice, just over the top kind of character that kind of resembles Will Ferrell's character, and they have such a great father-son relationship. And so it's just funny seeing John Lithgow and Mel Gibson together. It's absolutely hilarious. This is a sequel, of course, Daddy's Home. I saw Daddy's Home in the theater because I love Will Ferrell movies. He's one of my favorite actors. and Wahlberg's has done really great for comedy for being he plays a good straight man. And I didn't care for Daddy's Home, the first movie. I didn't like it that much. So when this came out, I didn't care to go see it. But my dad and my sister saw it and they thought it was pretty funny. And so I think I caught it on a streaming channel and I just laughed my head off, just laughed through the whole thing. I was like, wow, this is like one of the funniest comedies I've ever seen. It kind of took me by surprise, and that's why I liked it so much. And yeah, they get together for Christmas, so it's a Christmas movie because it's about family getting together for Christmas. I don't know, Christmas weekend or something like that, and they go rent a cabin, get a Christmas tree, and they do all this kind of Christmas stuff. And they end up snowed in at a movie theater, and that has decorated for Christmas, and they end up having this big song at the end. Anyway, very funny. John Cena has a small part in it, and he's pretty funny in it as well. But yeah, definitely check it out. Definitely check it out, even if you're not a fan of Will Ferrell. Or I think it's one of his best comedies that he's done. I love Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg have such great comedy chemistry. They've done this, Daddy's Home, the other guys. They've done like 3 comedies together, and Mark Wahlberg just plays so well because Will Ferrell obviously can be crazy funny guy. Outrageous, and Mark Wahlberg can just be the very serious, very tough guy, and it works so well together. Yeah, definitely one of my favorites now. Probably my most recent movie on my list, but yeah, one of my favorite Christmas movies now is the Daddy's Home 2. I don't know if it'll be shown on Christmas like the other ones, but it should be considered one of the great, I think, Christmas movies now. Hopefully in coming years they'll play it anyway. So that's my list from 10 to 6. Tell me what you think, if you like these movies, where they are, what's your favorite Christmas movies. I love to read the comments, and just thank you for watching the video and liking it, and thank you to all subscribers for supporting the channel. I appreciate you. Have a good day.